Hello.
Hola. Welcome to As We Go.
I'm your host, Khalid, but you can call me KK.
And I'm Leaha. And this is our episode number 3.
Número 3.
Yes. And I am getting ready to hit the road. So for this episode, we are going to discuss all things road trip. So, yeah. Why don't you give us a little update first about what you have going on?
A little update with me. So the bag that I'm going to be living out of, the backpack, it just got here. It's a 45-liter bag. Just got here like 2-3 days ago. I just washed all of my clothes. So either tonight or tomorrow, I will be going through my clothes, seeing what I'm keeping, what I'm throwing away. Yeah, so that's something that I'm not fully looking forward to because I know it's going to be so hard getting rid of some stuff. But
hey,
you know, it's about letting go.
Okay, so you can take in what's coming.
Go. You hear me? Yeah, but you're the one who really got the updates. 'Cause you're leaving.
I'm leaving within some hours. Within the next 12 hours, I'll be on the road heading to Portland. Oh my goodness!
Are you excited?
I'm excited. I am excited. I have mixed feelings, of course, just because of I'm taking some kids with me in the car. I'm gonna have my little brother Isaiah, who's 12, and my daughter Marley, who's 7, and my grandma in the car. And I just know that the kids are gonna be arguing so much.
Right. But sometimes it's entertaining. I get that, but then the other times it's like, all right.
Man, I don't know. Road trips to me are nice and calming, but now I got like all these things working against me, like a car full of people. 2 of them are kids. I got to do my work.
All right. How are you planning your stops?
I'm not planning my stops too much, just because I want to be able to knock out as much as I possibly can without, putting myself in danger. So I don't want to limit myself or push myself too far by like saying I'm going to make it here or make it here.
Yeah. So you don't have a deadline of when you want to arrive?
I'm giving myself 5 days, but I should definitely make it there. Shorter than 5 days.
For sure. But I don't know, because when you and me made that drive, I was going to say, what it took us, 3 days?
I think 3 days.
And we didn't stop that much.
No, I think it took me 3 days when me and Marley went on the way back, one of the times, because we stopped in Idaho. We stopped in Salt Lake City. And then maybe it took us longer. I don't think we stayed at any more hotels after that, though. So I don't know.
How long is it? 31, right?
I think it's 32, but when I did it yesterday, it was like 36, but I think it's because of like traffic and stuff. Yeah. So it's like 32 to 36 hours.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Are you finished packing?
So I'm trying really hard to pack my stuff for Europe as well. Mm-hmm. So that's not going too well. But, luckily I will be back here after my Portland trip for 2 weeks, to get like some last minute stuff out the way. So not tripping that it's not all done, because I am making very, very impressive strides. And I'm almost done.
All right.
So, but my Portland bag's packed. That was easy. That's just a carry-on, just enough to last me for a month. So,
yeah. Have you decided, well, for you guys who don't know, Leah started packing like yesterday or the day before yesterday?
I think it was the actual into the suitcase yesterday. Yeah.
So she was like, had to jump on her own suitcase to get it closed. And then she discovers the dresser of jeans that she already said she was going to keep. You decided what you were going to do with those?
So I wanted to just get rid of all my clothes in a way that whatever I owned, I was taking with me. Mm-hmm. But I did come to the realization that I'm going to leave one basket of clothes here.
Okay.
Just because I have like a lot of dresses that are really nice that just don't make any sense for me to bring over. And, a whole bunch of like jerseys and stuff that's like, do I really need to bring five jerseys with me?
Right.
So
but also don't want to get rid of them.
Exactly. So that has helped me a little bit. And I've been doing a lot better of just like, nope, can't, like just saying no instead of being like, but maybe. So I'm getting somewhere. And I think I only have like maybe a half of load of clothes that I got to go through now to figure out if I'm taking them with me or not.
Right.
And to redo everything I have packed now. Because I want to like leave like at least 10 pounds extra for me to like bring stuff with me. So
yeah, watching you makes me feel like I have it easy. I don't have as much clothes as you do. so it should be easy for me.
Yeah, but you also have a lot less space than me because you're taking one bag, and your one bag is my carry-on. I also have a 50-pound limit and my personal items. So take that with a grain of salt. I hope it's easy for you. I don't risk it. I don't wish this.
But you know
this stress on you.
I'm like, I got this shirt this place.
I know.
We were doing this when I was wearing that.
I know. And that's
it's really hard. The clothes that I have that I love, I absolutely love.
Yeah. You'll get it.
True.
I'm excited for you to start it.
Get new stuff as well.
That's the big thing. I really want to bring in new stuff, so I have to, let go of the old.
Make room, make way.
Yes. So I have to go to like the store still before I head out. I have to clean out my trunk and pack up my cooler because I'm trying, to eat like snacks and stuff on the road. What are some things you do to prep for a road trip? Like in all aspects? Like mentally, do you get your rest before a road trip?
I feel like I'm usually really good at getting my rest before a road trip. I pack late.
Okay.
I always pack late. Usually my clothes aren't done, like washing clothes until like the very last hour. But usually like I'll get a little nap in.
That's good. I'm really bad at that. Like as you can see right now, like I just said, I'm supposed to be leaving out in less than 12 hours and I'm not napping. I still have a bunch of stuff to do. I'm super last minute. But I mean, I don't know. I'll get it done. I'll be okay.
Yeah. And you're not on a time constraint. Like,
exactly.
So
that's the best part. Definitely does.
I feel like that's the best way to take a road trip when either way, even if you do have like a certain time you should be there, like do not rush. Do not rush or force it because you might miss little details and
you just don't want to be in a hurry.
Right.
When you're on the
stress
road.
You out more.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, enjoy it.
Yeah. Packing in preparation though. How about that?
Packing in preparation.
And you say that you do it late, but like
I'm always impressed with like how much I can get packed.
Yeah.
Like in whatever I'm bringing.
I am the same way. I'm somehow like a mastermind. Sometime like maybe all those years of Tetris played off or something, but
no, for sure.
I get that stuff to fit.
For sure.
And then like in the back of a car, like if there's a bunch of people coming, I can get all them suitcases to fit. Trust me. When I was moving from like place to place, picking out stuff to just fit in the car, I'm your girl. Yeah. I got you for sure.
Yeah, I was going to also say playlist, but in my head, I'm always like, I'm going to make a playlist before the road. Then I find myself making the playlist while I'm on
my
the road.
Goodness.
Or like in the driver's seat right before everyone else is ready and buckled.
Yeah. I really like how when we take like little trips, like wherever we may be going with our friends, how we pass the phone along and add to
that's
the current.
Fun.
I think that is probably the coolest thing to do. Like, so we take our phone and we use Apple Music, so it just, you can like put play next. So we just hand someone the phone, and just keep queuing it up. And it's like we're all contributing to the playlist in the car, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's like a game in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
You get surprised by some tracks.
Yeah.
And then somebody plays like a throwback track that you haven't thought about in like forever. And now the whole car is hype.
Right, and then now that's right, and now that's our little theme for the next couple songs. It's so cool.
Oh, I love that when the theme changes.
Yeah.
Like the genre changes. We inspire each other for the upcoming song.
Right.
It's a lot of
cute.
fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What are some of your like snacking essentials?
Snacking essentials.
I really gotta go to the store and get everything, so I need to.
Okay, so usually when it comes to drinks, I'm big on water.
Definitely, lots and lots of water.
Lots and lots of water. I have been rocking with the Red Bulls. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna judge you for that because on the road, I'm taking some 5 Hour Energy.
Yeah, but I've had a trip where I went a little too hard on the Red Bulls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just. But I feel like I drove like a whole 24 hours straight, and then we stopped to take a nap. And then I was just out. I didn't realize I was as tired as I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff be tricking you.
They kept asking me, like, are you okay? Like,
oh, my God.
I'm like, yeah. Why y'all keep asking me? I'm lit.
Strung out on some Red Bull. That's crazy.
Strung out on Red Bull. Excited.
See, like, Red Bull kind of scares me.
This whole ride. I was going from Colorado to Ohio. So, like, And that was like the biggest stretch that I've driven by myself.
Yeah.
So I was really excited because we were in 2 different cars. Mm-hmm. So I was like, cool, I'm making the ride by myself. It was me. It was a badge I was giving myself, like,
right,
accomplishing it. Yeah. It was cool. I did not, yeah. Yeah, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, I'm going to stick to my 5 hour energy. They don't crash from them. They're, you know, small. I ain't got to force too much down. I just take a couple shots and be cool.
Yeah, at one point, I felt like my heart was like...
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh, my gosh, what's going on? And I was like, oh, my gosh, it's your 4th Red Bull.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
in the past 3 hours.
One time, I think I took probably a 5 hour energy a little bit too soon. And I was not anything like how you're describing, but I was a little shaky, a little jittery. I think people thought I was nervous, but I was just a little lit on some 5 hour energy.
That's silly.
What other stuff do you like? Did you do Slim Jims?
I love Slim Jims.
I'll do some Slim Jims.
Brownie brittle.
Oh, you gotta have the brownie brittle.
Brownie brittle. I was put on to brownie brittle when we went to Portland.
Oh,
that's when I got put on to brownie brittle.
Okay. Oh, I love brownie brittle.
Too good.
That's, man. I could eat a whole bag, and it's bad, but I could over and over again probably.
That brownie brittle is nothing to play with. Shout out to brownie brittle.
Okay. One thing that I'm gonna bring every time is ibuprofen, because sometimes being stuck in that car and the 5 hour energies, they make my head hurt a little bit sometimes. You know, like all this everything together, just being stuffy and just. So I always bring some ibuprofen with me. Let's see. From some fruit. This time I think I'm going to take some cherries, if I can find some good cherries. I love some cherries, and just, it kind of, in my head, it counteracts the extremely bad eating that I also do on the road from eating out, eating fast food, eating gas station food Which
is so easy to...
It's too easy on the road. I'm going to try really hard and bring like lunch meat sandwiches, like lunch meat for sandwiches and stuff like that, but I still know I'm going to want something high and ready for me right then and there.
I usually I do love snacking, and I love snacking on the road, but I haven't, when you and me...
Oh, my gosh.
The way we snacked, I never snacked like that on the road. A lot of the times, I overpack, and I probably won't even touch anything that I brought to snack on. Yeah. Or, like, I might just...
Eat a little bit here and there.
Right? And then just drink tea and water. But, yeah, we... You and me, we smashed on the road. And we had that jar of hot peppers and oil. It was bad.
We were doing too much. We went to Dollar General and bought so much snacks before we even hit the road.
Like $50 worth of snacks.
Bro, for what? For what? We were tripping, y'all.
No, big boy tripping. We were road tripping. I wish I knew which button did that.
I'm going to try really hard not to get this time, but for the last couple of times I drove from Ohio to Portland, I was snacking on those sweetheart ropes, the candies. Oh my gosh, I was tearing them up, and I was eating the whole time I was in there, and they're so bad. So I'm going to try really hard not to get them this time, but, you know, no promises.
Look, just stick to the brownie brittle.
That's not that good either. I'm going to try to stick to the cherries and water.
I bet what it does for you spiritually. It's a little different.
Well, them candies hit the spot too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But like them brownie brittle?
No, not really.
See?
But they're two different things. True, one's like rich and one's like creamy. So
with preparation, I brought up, making a playlist. Do you make playlists before or during your trip?
So I actually have one pretty long playlist that I tend to like add songs to as I think about them. So I have one. It's really, really long.
What are like 5 songs from it that are like kind of essential?
Okay. Okay, so the first song I'm gonna say is a song that it's not really fast or anything that you would think would be like super cool to play on the road, but for some reason it comes on any time of night, especially when like everyone in the car is sleeping. I'm gonna belt it out and it's gonna wake me up, and that's "I Swear" by All For One. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I just love that song and like I'm waiting for that for me, so I'm like I feel it with my chest. I don't know, but it works for me. I like "Freedom" by Kygo and Zach Abel.
Okay.
And then Feel It Still. That just gets me going. But I might speed a little bit.
Who is that by?
By Portugal the Man.
I haven't heard it.
Yes, you did. I don't want to. Actually, you know it for sure. And then
you should have did it.
I wasn't doing it. And then I gotta have some Kid Cudi in there, so I'll give him Mr. Rager for this one. And then let's see, for my fifth song that really gets me going for a road trip. Oh, and it encompasses a bunch of people. I'm gonna say Forever. Drake, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Eminem. I'm gonna say those are my 5. Get me going, keep me up the whole time.
Turns you up.
Yep, those are it. What about you? You got any?
Yeah. So I don't have. And my mom, she hates when I start playing music. Like while she's driving, she's like, you know what? Never mind. Like she'll ask me to play something. She's like, never mind. My music is too slow for her.
Okay.
My music too slow for her. But I like to vibe. I
Right.
like to vibe. So I have Hard Feelings / Loveless by Lord. That whole melodrama album.
Yeah.
That could be like this whole list, honestly. Good Days by SZA.
Ooh.
That makes me feel so like flowy on the road.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House.
We got some good ones.
Thank you. I really love listening to that while we're driving through the mountains.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, maybe driving through the meadows. That's more so to speed.
Okay.
That's more so to speed. But the mountains be in the background.
Yeah,
so,
I get you.
Yeah. Get the scenery. Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
Got you.
Because, you know, I love a good melodramatic moment. That's like my go-to ballad for the
Yeah?
road.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have Guaranteed by Eddie Vedder. Now that song is basically the theme for Into the Wild.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes me feel very
I can't think
very
of how it
adventurous.
goes. Okay. Okay, those are really good.
Thank you.
Wow.
It was hard for me to
pinpoint just 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that there's so many good songs out there, especially for the road trip. So
there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
yeah. Do you remember the playlist that we tried to make for our first road trip together? It was on Spotify. I think Rhea had put it together.
I do. I remember Ape Shit being on there.
Yeah.
By the Carters. I remember listening to that a lot. Cardi B's first album, there's a lot of songs in there because that was 2018. That was around that time. Music was so much fun.
Yeah.
What was that one song? My bitch drive all white, right? What is that? Big Sean, Nicki, YG.
There was a lot of good songs in that place. It was just
That's what it's called.
it was fun. That gets me thinking about that whole first playlist. I mean that first road trip and how amazing of an experience that was.
That was our first road trip together.
Yeah. So for some reference, our very first road trip together was from Ohio to Las Vegas, and we were going there for a birthday celebration for myself. We were going to this event called Summer Splash, which is like 5 days of just intense partying, drinking, binging, having a grand old time in the desert, staying up way too late.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, we drove there, and Rhea did an amazing job planning out all these stops. So we stopped a few places. We stopped at what was it called? Kaskaskia?
I believe so.
Kaskaskia and all.
What's the place in St. Louis?
No, you keep thinking that they're together. No, it was in Illinois or something. We stopped here first.
Okay.
It was like a fire-breathing dragon. Then we stopped in St. Louis, saw the Ark, got some
Well, they were pretty close, weren't they?
some food.
'Cause I don't remember it being far, but it was years ago.
I don't think it was too far. It was all day one. And then where did we stop after that?
Oklahoma, I think.
Okay. We had a detour and stayed at night in Oklahoma. I think we stayed at night in Texas, but we went right across the border, maybe to Durant, Oklahoma, for the casino and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I think that might have been exactly.
Yep. And that was actually we actually went way out the way instead of we were going to Vegas because one of our friends had to see one of her friends. So, it took us a little bit longer than it should have. But
it was still cool.
It was very cool.
It was real cool.
Got a lot of good pictures, but especially in Texas.
It was nice to take a break from the car.
Yeah.
Get some rest.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was nice. We got semi-dressed up and drank a little bit. It was cool.
And the timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, considering when we arrived to Vegas, it was, like, perfect time for us to check in.
Right. Okay, let's see what else happened.
We went to Lake Havasu in Arizona.
Right. I was trying to think if that was before or after the car started having the issues.
It was definitely after.
That's what I was thinking. Somewhere in Texas was when we started.
Yes.
In the heat of Texas.
The heat of motherfucking Texas. The car kept overheating. And we kept having to get out. We didn't have to get out, but we kept having to stop the car and take little breaks.
And there'd be like no shade to even
out the window.
Yeah, no shade to even let the car cool off. So like we're trying to let the car cool off in we're trying to let the car cool off in the blazing sun, and we would just be stuck
in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, we'd just be stuck, just waiting for the car to like not be on 240 degrees.
Ooh, which goes back to the preparation, because shout out to my dad, because he told me about Vegas. That was my first time in Vegas, and he was telling me, like, make sure you stay hydrated. So before the trip, I was making sure I was drinking about like a gallon of water a day. Then I'd make sure we had gallons of water in the car.
Right. Because
that was good.
Right. Not only do you need to prep your body, like your car and everything, you got to prep your body as well.
Exactly. And one of those times we had to stop. It was really cool because, like, in the distance there were construction workers. Then they saw us, and they gave us some cold bottle of water with these electrolyte packs.
Right. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little nervous at first when they were calling us over because I don't know. We were just in the middle of nowhere, and these construction guys were calling us over, and they knew that our car was messed up. It was, I don't know. But they were great. They were so friendly and so appreciative of that.
They said, stay hydrated.
Yeah, so friendly. But then, after the car got better and we were better and hydrated, not messed up, dying in the heat, we made it to Lake Havasu, like you said, and that was just amazing.
So
one of my favorite places ever.
So beautiful, so calming. Some of my favorite pictures from that whole trip were taken there.
Yeah, I bet.
Taking.
They were great. Lake Havasu was amazing. And then after Lake Havasu, we made it to Vegas.
Which, that story is a whole nother episode.
It really is. But that road trip, on the way there, the way back was cool too.
The way back was cool, but the thing with the way back, we were hot.
We were tired.
It was a long, we left late.
Yeah.
What was it, a Monday? It was a Monday. We left later than expected.
We were tired, y'all.
Tired AF. Really hot. What else?
We all had some semi-attitudes.
Yeah, little attitudes. People being easily irritated and stuff.
They ain't smell good in the car.
Yeah, just hot, sweaty, stinky.
Took us too long. We were stopping at gas stations and sleeping because we were all too tired to drive.
In the Grand Canyon. So long. So dark at night.
So dark
at night. I still haven't seen the Grand Canyon.
Okay, I was there.
I feel like I have, but
I was there, but I didn't see it. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, man.
It was so freaking dark.
But luckily we did stop on the way back and at a gas station to all take showers, which really changed the energy of the entire
loved
car.
Each other again after that.
We were all friends again after that. Man.
Showered, ate, got some water, some cold water.
And we all had a happy face on again. Mm-hmm. But that road trip changed my view of long road trips. I took some long road trips when I was a kid, but it was my family and it was just kind of chaotic. Yeah. So taking it with, my friends and surviving it and thriving in it, it really made me more open to traveling different places and as well as like taking those long road trips because it was so much fun. Like even the attitude part, like it was still so good to be out there with everybody and really take it all in. So
yeah, for sure. Like, cause me, I thought it was funny, like how after the showers and eating, everybody was like
definitely
cool
was.
So like you said, even that part of the experience is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ever have a bad experience on the road?
Not that I could think of. Maybe us stopping in the freaking desert.
Okay.
Having to cool down.
That was definitely okay.
As bad as it's gotten.
I wish I could say that.
But even that was pretty cool because we got out the car, took pictures.
Yeah, that we made sure that was good.
Yeah.
I'm normally pretty good at making sure whatever something bad's happened would turn out to be good. But.
You, on the other hand.
My super helpful road trip that I did to help my mom move from Alaska to Portland, that was miserable. That was absolutely horrible. That is one road trip that I was not able to turn around and say was good at any instant, man.
I remember you getting back home from that road trip, and you were just like not the same for like a good 2 months.
I had never stressed like that. Like one thing, I don't brag about it, but like I tell people like, I'm not really stressed. I don't really stress about things. Like, oh, even this and that. I'm like, no, I'm not really stressing. After that, I was the most stressed out person. I thought I was about to go bald. It was so crazy.
You were drained.
It was so draining. Man.
Drained. It took literally months for you to recover from
I
that.
know.
It was insane.
So let me tell you what happened. So my mom was living in Alaska. Well, I was living that for a while too. But anyway, I was helping her move from Alaska to Portland. And so I flew from Ohio to Alaska. And when I get there, which isn't even part of the road trip, but I get there and she's not even packed up. Her house is barely packed up. So I have to get there and help her pack up. Yada, yada, yada. We get her packed up. It's the day we're supposed to leave. And we're about to go pick up the trailer that I'm out at the pool that I've never pooled before. And we find out that my brother forgot to make the booking. And the only trailer that was close by or even anywhere near us was 3 hours away in another town. So before I even started my before I get to start my 48-hour drive, I have to go drive 6 hours to get this dang trailer and get back. So we get the trailer, get back. They're loading everything on, yada, yada, yada. We finally get out. It's dark out. We leave way too late. And everything's flying out of my truck. Like, it's not packaged good at all. So had to pull over, fix it, left, fix it again. Finally get everything good. So we're driving forever. Okay, I lied. One good thing, I did see the Northern Lights on this trip right before we got out of Alaska. So that was cool. So anyway, we're driving on the Alaska highway, and there's like no gas stations, nothing like that. Everything is pretty closed because I think it's COVID. It's the off season. So we have to like really plan our stops for like gas. Like if we have like a quarter of a tank and like we see a sign that says, oh, the next gas station might be 200 miles away. Like, okay, obviously we got to get gas now, even though we don't need it yet. So we get out, we have to get gas at these places. We run out of gas a few times. And then, so now we're like really on it, watching our gas tank. We're filling up like any chance we get. And we have like a half tank, but we see like the next gas station is way too far away. But the gas station that we're at is closed. They don't open for 13 hours, but we wouldn't make it to the gas station. So we had to like sleep at this place for 13 hours. And it was just so many delays. It was terrible. Finally, we get that gas. We're driving along our merry way in the mountains and who knows where, Alaska. And I freaking crash and spin out on a mountain like 20 feet away from like a cliff, like where I would have just been out because there was no guardrails. And the whole trailer's messed up. The truck is, jackknifed or whatever it's called. And it was just, my mom was a mess. She was crying. And I'm like, I'm cool, but like, dang, I hate this trip. Then we get on our way. We start going. And then we're in Prince Georgia, Canada. And there's a huge snowstorm that we can't see in, we can't drive in, so we are stuck again. We can't even get to a freaking hotel, so we had to sleep at a Walmart in our car. And then the next day we go to leave and my truck gets stuck. Luckily we're in Canada, the people are nice, yada, yada, yada. So he helps me out there. And then we get on the road on the way and the car starts overheating because of probably the accident or this, and who knows, it was just all messed up. Had to keep stopping. Finally get that thing going. And we're on our way. We make it to Oregon. We're probably about 15 minutes from the house. I'm just going, listening to some podcast. I'm like, yes, finally, we're done. I made it. And then the car just starts like stalling. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I look down and I have no gas in the car. The gas light's on. So I'm like coasting my way to the side. I'm like, how the heck did I not realize I didn't have any gas? But when I crashed the car, like the steering wheel like blocked the gas gauge, so I never knew. Still my fault for not looking, but I was just so over it that I was just like zoning out with my podcast.
You're trying to get there.
Literally. And I was 10 minutes away. So then my mom had to turn around and get me gas and yada, yada, yada. Then we made it, but...
looking at the finish line.
Yeah, honestly. And it was just the most miserable road trip ever. But I survived, but it really did take a lot of me. Like, I really was not the same.
From the accident, how many hours left of the road trip did you have?
Probably about 24 hours. I figured it's like probably halfway through. Maybe 20 hours left, but an insane amount. More than a lot. It was crazy.
Yeah. Road trips a lot can be heavy.
Yeah, but I still love them.
Multi days.
Yeah. It didn't scare me off, because I definitely still did some long trips after that, but I am done with the Alaskan highway in the winter.
That's funny.
But talking about like different like stops and everything, do you prefer to have like planned stops or more of the spontaneous stops? Or like what were some of your favorite planned versus spontaneous stops as well?
I don't think we've had any planned stops. So all of my favorite stops have been like the spontaneous ones.
What's that Lake Havasu?
Like Lake Havasu.
That was planned.
Okay, so my top one has been planned, I guess.
Okay.
But the other ones, like the creek we found in whatever state
Portland,
we were in.
in Oregon or...
Yeah, the little diners that we...
Yeah.
And, actually connected with people. Like,
that was pretty
definitely cool. Was that Wyoming or something?
That was Wyoming, yeah. Yeah, I like just like going until I'm hungry, or just going until I need gas, or just going and seeing where I happen to stumble upon.
Right. In that one place, we were just let's see if there's a park near here that we can just hang out for a second. And welcome centers are really cool as well.
Yeah, they're really nice ones.
Yeah, if you guys don't want to venture off too far from your route, when you enter a state, find the welcome center, because a lot of the times they're really cool. You can learn a little bit about the state, take some really cool pictures.
Yep, they'll have like a nice little park sometimes, some crazy overlooks there's been. It's great.
No, so definitely definitely here for the welcome centers.
Yeah. I was about to say something about like stops about that we had to do, and I cannot remember now.
There's so many.
I know. I did stumble. Oh, I'm going to say, do you remember that stop on that first road trip that we were just talking about, where we stopped at this like rest area or gas station, and inside we found out that there was like a museum. Like
and it had the old cars.
Yeah.
We were in New Mexico.
Was it New Mexico?
We were in New Mexico.
Okay, that's what I was going to see if you remember, because that was kind of cool, just like getting out. There's a free museum, so we just went and see.
Cool. It was close. We stopped. That's another thing that's fun to do that we did during that road trip. We stopped at the signs, the state
we
signs.
We
tried to stop at every one.
We maybe made like 3, but it's all right.
And
I'll
New
get there one
Mexico
time.
was one of the ones that
we
stopped at. Yeah.
Okay.
We got to like put a sticker on there. It was really cool. There's a lot of writings and other stickers on there.
I do remember that. That was cool.
That was fun.
Yeah. When me and my daughter Marley drove back from Portland right before school started last year, we stopped at this place in Idaho just for her to do her work. It's like a splash pad. So did I say for her to do her work? I meant for me to do my work. So I let her play in the splash pad while I did my work. And then, so after that, we had to, get her dried off and everything. So we like put over to like this place that looked like it was abandoned. And I put my towels up in the window. We got her all dried up and changed, ready to go. And we're like, oh, look, this is like a museum. And we're like, oh, we'll just walk in, see what happens. So we're there, looking all around. It's really interesting and everything. And then like as we're leaving, there's a guy who's like bringing in like this old like butter churner. So we're talking to him, and he's like showing us this and showing us this old baby high chair. And it's really cool. These people are really nice. And they tell me about like these amazingly beautiful falls, like 10 miles up the road. And me and Mike went, and it was just so beautiful. It had like this amazing overlook. Like you got to like walk out and like be over the falls a little bit. And it was just so happy that it found us really, like, and it was just.
And that's the magic of road trips. Yeah. That I feel like, that's the magic of road trips.
It is.
You discover cool places.
Yeah, because America is freaking huge. You don't know what is 5 hours away, 10 hours away, 12 hours away that you don't even realize. Like, you mean,
or even 20 minutes, because we
honestly,
have the Nelson Ledges right in our backyard.
Honestly,
and that's
a whole other episode too.
That's a whole other episode as well.
Oh man. What are some tips that you have for maybe someone about to hit the road?
Tips that I have,
or things that you learned that you would share with other people?
The biggest one is learning how to adapt.
Okay.
Going with the flow and not rushing. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Take your time.
Okay, those are good ones.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe work out the driving schedule depending on who you're with. So, everybody feels like
well rested and ready to go.
Well rested, ready to go. I know some people, like you and me, we don't mind driving.
Right.
So sometimes it's like, all right, I'm ready to drive type vibes. But like the last road trip we were on, it was different. Well, no, it was to New York. But
the last long one.
Yeah, the last long one we were on, it was pretty cool because Leah was working. So I would drive during the day for her work hours, and then at night she would drive, and then we'd rest for like 4 hours maybe.
Yeah, we did really good that trip, honestly. Yeah. We were knocking it out. Some tips that I have, one is try to keep your car clean. Like, just like you accumulate so much trash during a road trip, just like, eating out and snacks and receipts from gas, a whole bunch of different things. And it can kind of, just once it gets dirty, it can kind of start messing with your head or your brain, how you're seeing everything. So I like to, every time I'm at a gas station, get as much trash out there that I can, because a clean car that's nice and clear helps my brain stay clear. So that's one of them. I suggest getting roadside assistance. Honestly, for all the road trips I've ever taken, I don't think I've ever needed to use it, but it is a peace of mind type of thing. So I do recommend that. Bring so much water.
Water.
Like we said, we prefer gallons versus like the little 16 ounces. And then just either get like a big cup from like a gas station that you can fill with ice and just keep refilling it, or a water bottle, something like that. Download enough music or podcast, whatever you're listening to, because sometimes you get in the mountains or a really dense foresty area where you're not going to have signals, and you don't want it to be silent because you're not going to have a radio signal either. So
sometimes that's going to be another tip I want to add. Don't be afraid of silence.
You're right.
Don't be afraid to turn off the music and
especially if you're by yourself driving, or if you're like maybe at night everyone's sleeping.
Yeah, I've had some great thoughts and ideas.
Or even if during the daytime you are with people, you should still talk to them. Turn stuff off sometimes. Especially like me, I have a 32-hour drive. Why am I not? Yeah, definitely. Like I Spy. My daughter loves I Spy, so I'm sure I'll play that one. But 20 questions. Yeah, for real. For me personally, I gotta take my shoes off. I'm not about to drive this car for 8+ hours and have my shoes on the whole time. You got me.
Same.
Yeah, not
even in the passenger seat,
So make sure you wash your feet too, because we don't want stinky feet. So that's another tip, extra one for you.
Right before.
Yes.
Right before you get in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then I'm gonna give one more tip, which I'm gonna try doing, is like packing enough snacks and quick meals that I can save some money. But, it's kind of hard to do, but I'm going to try.
Ooh, that just made me think of this one, which I think will be our last tip.
Okay.
Make sure you eat before midnight or find food. No, before 10, 11 o'clock comes, you need to know where you're going to eat and what are you going to eat if you haven't eaten yet.
Right, because if not,
have your food.
The only options you're going to have is McDonald's and Taco Bell.
Possibly Sheetz if you could find one.
Yeah, Sheetz. But Sheetz don't bother me because Sheetz has so many options. I feel like
you're talking about the options that aren't, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
But yeah, I forgot about Sheetz.
Yeah, because that's what we have to do. Like, I really wanted Wendy's when we were on our way to New York, and we got our food late. Yeah,
and we were hungry for a little bit. Like, we could have definitely have ate earlier.
But yeah.
Live and you learn. Now we can tell you.
Alrighty. So, this has been episode 3.
Numero 3.
As we go and as we hit the road, thank you for listening, hanging
Yes.
out with us.
Please, please, please follow along to my journey.
Yes.
You can see it all at As We Go, the podcast. You can also follow me on my personal page, which is lee.ahh5.
And you can follow me at eternal.lid, all on Instagram.
Yes. Stay tuned for next week as we talk about Mr. KK over here getting ready to take flight over to Europe.
What a mother episode it's going to be.
Yes. So thanks for listening. We hope to hear you guys next time.
Right. And I want to reinforce this again. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. That way you could keep up with Leah and her road trip this week.
Yes.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.